everyone. We're going to use the law of detachment to make a valid conclusion in each of these 6 situations. So the first one we're going to get started on. Recall that the law of detachment is where you draw a conclusion, whereby if the hypothesis is true, then the conclusion must be true. Sometimes even if it doesn't make sense. So for example, if Maria saves $2,000, if P, then she buys a car, then Q, she saved $2,500, therefore she buys a car. So that means Q must be true, because that is the conclusion. P is your hypothesis, and Q is the conclusion. So to get started with number 1, if you get a hit, then your baseball team will win. You hit a home run. So you did get a hit. So that means by the law of detachment, that means you have to say your conclusion. So that means your baseball team will win. Your baseball team wins. I'll just make it short. So that's basically all it is. Let's try the second one. If Raleigh gets promoted, that's your hypothesis, then Callie will also be promoted. Raleigh is promoted, therefore Kaylee is promoted. All right, number 3. Anytime Kendra runs in a cross-country race, if she runs a strong race, then she wins. In her cross-country race last Saturday, Kendra ran her best race. That means she won a strong race. That means she wins. That's basically what this is. Sometimes these math ones are a little harder, so let's go into those. If 2 integers are added together, then the result is an integer. You add an integer x to another integer y. So your conclusion is the result is an integer. Or you could say the sum, since you added them. The sum is an integer. You can change it up a bit. And number 5, if you double a negative number, then the result is a smaller number. You calculate 2x. Okay, where x is negative. This means x is negative. So the result is a smaller number. And the way you can write that is 2x is smaller than x. And it makes sense because if you do a negative number in there, you get 2 times negative 1 is less than negative 1, because negative 2 is less than negative 1. All right, and the last one, if an integer is divided by one of its factors, then the result is another one of the integer's factors. You divide an even number of x by 2. So even number is always divisible by 2. So you could say the quotient is a factor of x. So if you divide an even number by 2, let's try 16. So you divide that by 2, you get 8. So that means 8 is a factor of 2. Factors meaning that if you divide this up by factors, you get 2 and 8. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.